Good morning, campers. I'm just leaving the Rainbow Stream lean-to, the second to last lean-to. I think it's the second to last, maybe it's the third to last, in the 100-mile wilderness. So my original plan was to get to Rainbow Ledges, which is about 9 miles. It's the last high point in the 100-mile wilderness, the last chance for me to get a good signal. And I was going to rent the car that I need to drive home from Bangor Airport. And I was going to make a reservation at the AT Lodge in Millinocket. I was going to check the weather report for Katahdin. And I was also going to call the Abol Campground to see if they had any tent sites available for tonight. It's a Friday night, which is why I was originally shooting for Thursday. But that weather event changed everything. It changed everything for a lot of people out here. So I just saw Crossword this morning. He camped closer than I thought he did. He was only about 2.5 miles back. And he gets up real early. He was probably on the trail by 6, 5:30, 6 o'clock. He saw my tent from the trail and came over, and I heard Jedi. And I looked and it was Crossword, and I was like, holy crap, because I thought he was 8 miles back. He was only about 2.5 miles back. In any event, he said the plan now is not to stop at the last shelter, which is about 3 miles from Abol Bridge, but to push all the way into Abol, the Abol Campground, see if they have any tent sites or cabins available for tonight. You know, they might have cancellations. That's a risky plan, frankly, because if they say, no, we're full up, it's Friday night, then we have nowhere to camp. You can't stealth camp in Baxter State Park. I'm not sure what we do other than backtrack into the woods again and find a stealth spot. That's probably, otherwise you gotta go back 3 miles. That turns a 15-mile day into an 18-mile day, plus the time that we take at the campground. So, in a perfect world, we get there, they'd say, oh yeah, we got tent sites, and we could all rent our own tent sites and set up and get showers and laundry and some real food and so on. And then in the morning, we're right there. We're less than a mile from the kiosk. Probably a few tents from the kiosk. Probably a 5-10 minute walk. And we could be there super early and just wait in line and get our slot at the Birches campsite for tomorrow, which puts us in the queue for summiting Katahdin on Sunday. But a lot can go wrong with that plan. Maybe they have only one tent site. Okay, well then what do the other 2 of us do? So I don't know. I'm still going to try to call from Rainbow Ledges and see if they have anything. They might say you got to go online and do the reservations online. Everything's handled online. So I don't know if that's the case. Then that's what I'll have to do. But I'll at least ask. Well, do you have anything? If you don't have anything, then I'm not going to bother going online. Or can I get on a waiting list if there's a cancellation? Because I'll be calling at the 9-mile mark, and then the campground is at about the 15-mile mark. So that's another 3 to 4 hours of hiking. So who knows, they could get a cancellation in that amount of time. So a lot of variables at play. It's too competitive, in my opinion, this process. It makes people rush. It makes people, compete against each other when it shouldn't be that way. I left camp at 7:15. There was at least a dozen people at the campsite. And I'm sure they're all thinking the same thing. Like they all have the same idea about getting in line for the Birches tomorrow morning. Where they're planning on camping tonight, I don't know. Maybe they already have reservations at the Abol campground. Maybe they're one step ahead of us. I don't know. But there's still a bunch of people still back there. So I want to get a move on. I want to get some miles under my belt and get as far as I can get to that Rainbow Ledges, make the call, and take care of reservations and go from there. So probably not a lot of video today because I'm just going to be focused on hiking. I gotta get moving, gotta make my miles. I can't wait until it's too late in the day to get to Abol Bridge. Gotta get there before they close, before the office closes. So I got my work cut out for me. Well, I just did a little water crossing by the edge of a lake, and there was a tough placement of rocks. There was one giant boulder you had to get up on top of and then try to step down on this little tiny rock that was pointy, and foot slipped. That foot went in the water and I lost my balance and I had to put my other foot in the water to catch myself. So my feet are soaked again up to the ankle. My shoes were pretty damp this morning anyway. I did have a dry pair of socks, but they were getting damp and being inside the damp shoes. So everything's soaking wet again. So I'm really hoping I can at least do my laundry at the campground. The shoes aren't going to dry overnight, but I've had damp shoes for the past 5 days, so what's 2 more days of damp shoes, right? I'm just leaving Rainbow Ledges after taking a break and conducting some business on the phone, because this is potentially the last place I'll have a signal until I get to Millinocket. I wanted to reserve a room at the hostel in Millinocket, and I wanted to rent a car so I can get home. And I could get a signal, but it was real slow. It took a long time to load web pages and conduct any kind of transactions. So I'm just leaving now. There was a view of Katahdin back there, but it was covered in clouds pretty much. So no better than it was yesterday. So I still haven't seen the summit. But hopefully I'll see it later today or tomorrow. And I'll certainly see it on Sunday when I climb. But I've got a rental car lined up, so that's good. So the plan is get down here to the Abol campground, see if they have either a cabin. If they have a cabin, I can split it with crossword and tech support. That'd be about the same price as getting 3 separate tent sites. So might as well do that, right? Now I have to set up our tents. If they don't have anything available there, and by the way, their phone number did not work. Oh, sorry, I had to stop recording there. I came around the corner up there on the summit, and there was more people sitting, having a snack, looking at Katahdin. Still had clouds on the very top. You can see a lot more of it though. But I know for a lot of them, it's the end of their journey. So that represents, a big moment for them seeing Katahdin. For me, yeah, it's a big moment because it's a big climb. It's going to be a lot of effort. And it's the end of chapter 2 or act 2 of this 3-part adventure that I'm on. So I'll be relieved when it's over, and I can head home and relax for a few days and clean all my stuff and replace stuff and repair stuff and modify stuff and do all the stuff I've been wanting to do for the last 10 weeks. It's been a long 10 weeks, and it didn't end well with the weather and the trail conditions. That storm, everything else. 100-mile wilderness has been my least favorite stretch. And now everything I have stinks. I mean, when your clothes are wet and you're having to wear them and you're sweating in them and you hang them up at night and then you put them on again the next day and you do that over and over and over again for 5 days in a row, something happens, man. I'm telling you, there's some kind of biology experiment going on. Some kind of, microorganisms are growing, bacteria, something, mildew, I don't know what, but it's a special kind of stink. It is not good. And a lot of these clothes are probably gonna have to be trashed when I eventually get home. Maybe when I get home this time, I'll wash them when I get home in special detergent, odor killing detergent and some distilled vinegar and whatever else I can if I can't get rid of this smell, these clothes have got to go in the trash. Because it is, I can't even stand it myself. And if I get a whiff of them, it's like, oh my God, what is happening? So I'm going to try to launder them today at the campground. And hopefully that'll make a difference. I don't want to go up on Katahdin smelling like a sewage treatment plant. Ugh. But anyway, so I got my plans in place. I'm waiting to hear confirmation on my room at the hostel. I decided to book a private room. You know, I'm gonna treat myself, pamper myself, if you will. The only question mark is how am I going to get to the hostel? It's about 19, 20 miles away from the campground I'll be staying at. And shuttles are expensive. It's like $60 something, $69 for one person. Or you can split it, 3 ways, and it's $23 per person. But it's not cheap. So I've been told you can hitch a ride pretty easily. I guess we will find out. Hey everybody, I'm less than 3 miles from Abol Bridge, which marks the official northern terminus of the 100-mile wilderness. And it's just more of the same. It's roots and rocks. The trail is just a network of roots, like spider veins, all across the trail with big rocks in the way. You got to constantly watch your step. There is no smooth, easy hiking. I mean, there are short stretches here and there, but by and large, it's just a big obstacle course. So again, I hate to belabor the point, but don't believe anybody tells you otherwise. Here, let me show you what I'm walking across right now. So here is the trail. I don't know if you can tell with all the sunlight and the shadows, but rocks, roots. Oh, jeez! See, I just almost tripped on a root or a rock or something. It's just a network. It's just laced with roots and big rocks, things you gotta step over. So just to give you perspective here, a lot of stuff sticking up, a lot of stuff to avoid stepping on, constantly watching your step, and of course you have the mosquitoes to deal with. So this is not the easy finish that people would have you believe you're about to have. This is still technical hiking. Still picking your way across. Oh, here we go, fallen tree. Great. And it has a blaze on it. Nice job. So, this is not a walk in the park. You're not going to have it easy. Even in the last few miles to the Abol Bridge, it's still rooty, rocky, slow going, hard on your feet, time consuming, physically and mentally draining. I'm exhausted. I've hiked over 12 miles so far today. It's just after 1 o'clock. So, here's the video evidence. You don't believe me. Oh, geez, mud. Rocks and roots and just a mess of stuff to deal with. Just not fun. If you look at the terrain profile, you'd think, oh, this is going to be a breeze. Those are just flat, easy hiking. Nope, not at all. There are a few little climbs too. So, buckle up, folks. It doesn't get easy even at the end. So I'm literally in the last half mile. And it finally becomes easy hiking. This is easy hiking, folks. Nice dirt path. Rock every once in a long while. A root every once in a long while, but otherwise, nice, soft, easy hiking. That is easy hiking. Not that other crap. I just came from down there. That's Golden Road. That's what I'm on now. And I'm about to cross the infamous Abol Bridge. Or I'm supposed to be getting the view of Katahdin. There it is. There's Mount Katahdin right there. So I'm climbing on Sunday. That's gonna be a hell of a